So how do you make of the connection between all these belts going to PBC fighters and what you saw Saturday night?
I'm not going to make any kind of judgment about it. Do I have suspicion about it? Yes. But I'm not going to make any judgment about it because I may be wrong.
Right.
Maybe. Right. Let's have this investigated in open air and let's see what's going on. I have my suspicions, but suspicions are not evidence.
Right. And in full disclosure, people are going to say, but Bob, you got into some trouble years back. I did. And can you speak on that? Can you speak on that?
No, I mean, years back, it happened to be the same organization, but there was a guy who was their bag man then, Pepe Cordero, and he pulled stunts like you wouldn't believe, but it always had the same result. It cost other people money. And knowing that, I did pay money, but I didn't get into trouble for that. But when I went public about it, it for at least a while tempered their activity.
Got you. So
you see, the WBA has a long history.
Yes.
The WBA was the first organization, and it was essentially an American organization. It was made up of the commissioners from the various states, and there were some commissions from Panama and places like that. There was a convention held in Washington, D.C., of all places, and somehow the people in charge of the Hispanic commissions in Central America organized a tour of Washington for all of the delegates. While that was going on, and all the delegates were on the tour, the Hispanic delegates from Panama, from Venezuela, met my hand to God and elected a Hispanic, a guy from Panama,
wow,
as the head of the WBA. And from that point on, they took over the WBA.
And what year is this?
And I'm not sure, but it was many, many years ago.
Okay, gotcha.
And then years later, Bobby Lee tried to organize the American commissioners to take back the WBA, and he failed. He came close, but he failed, and that's when he organized the IBF.
So, in your greatest guesstimation, is the WBA a racket?
Well, again, there are times when it was functioning in a way that you could call it a racket.
Gotcha.
Is it a racket now? I don't know.
Gotcha.
You have to air these things out.
Right.
You know, you can't just because something looks not good, you can't label it as being necessarily illegal. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I would have my suspicions.
Gotcha.
But I don't know.
Gotcha.
That's why it requires a full airing of the evidence.
Okay.
Enough is enough.
You there, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, got so if in your experience, if you work with the WBA and you paid in their pay to play system, is that basically a guarantee that your fighter will win, i.e. Saturday night, and i.e. what happened to you in the past?
It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
That's too simplistic.
Oh.
That's simplistic. Okay. I mean, it doesn't work that way. It's a question of who has the fighter, who's cutting the fighter's purses, all of that sort of stuff.
Got it.
There are no they've moved away, as far as I can see, from outright bribes, which can get them into real trouble. And it's much more sophisticated now.
Can you explain the sophistication? Because I have my
sophistication is if A, B, and C have the big financial interest in a particular fighter, and A, B, and C are close to the WBA hierarchy or fronts for the WBA hierarchy. Nobody has to pay anybody bribes. They're just going to get the money through their interest in the fighter.
Got that.